Netnewsledger was on hand at Thunder Bay Hydraulics as Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative Party leader, continued his two-day Thunder Bay tour with talking to workers and speaking to Netnewsledger. James with Netnewsledger. We're here with the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. You're finishing off a tour to Thunder Bay. What did you take from Thunder Bay? What did you gain?
Well, I thought it was a great visit. I took a lot of common sense from the hardworking people here. People work in logging, in shipping, in the trades, like here at Thunder Bay Hydraulics. They had a lot of good suggestions and ideas, and I'm taking those back to Ottawa. So for me, it was refreshing to hear such common sense, and also to remind people in Thunder Bay that we're listening. I know that often people here feel forgotten by the Trudeau Liberals. The good news is Conservatives will give you a strong voice and listen to your thoughts and concerns to bring it home for Thunder Bay.
One of the areas you talked about at the rally last night was making things better for people across the country.
Yeah.
How do we make things better on First Nations for our Indigenous people?
Yes, very important to me that our Indigenous people have a chance to fulfill their purpose and their goals in their lives. And so first and foremost, I want to remove a lot of the red tape and bureaucracy that's holding First Nations communities back. Many of these communities want the chance to develop their resources, to build homes for their people, to have clean drinking water. But there's so many obstacles and so much Ottawa knows best gatekeeping that stands in the way. We're going to streamline that, make the funding easier and to access and with less paperwork. We're going to make it easier for First Nations to get their projects approved so that they can develop local economies. And I'm working on a policy now that will allow First Nations to collect more of the revenues that come from resource development on their lands. In other words, we'll put First Nations back in control of their lives by reducing the interference and the paternalism of Ottawa.
Last question would be on the opiate crisis across Canada. We're losing thousands of people. We lose them in Thunder Bay. Illegal drugs that started as legal drugs. What would a Conservative government do on day one?
Stop giving out tax-funded opioids and instead put the money into recovery and treatment that will bring home our loved ones drug-free. Secondly, I'm going to sue the big pharma companies that caused the crisis in the first place. They spread the drugs through our healthcare system, pushed doctors and nurses to overprescribe, and I'm going to sue them. The way the American states have sued them, they recovered $55 billion from those companies down there. We need to recover billions from those companies, put that into recovery and treatment, again, to bring our loved ones home drug-free.
Final message to the people of Thunder Bay and Northern Ontario.
I'm here for you. I want to fight for you. People of Thunder Bay have suffered enough after 8 years of Trudeau. Life costs more. Work doesn't pay. Housing costs have doubled. Drugs, disorder, crime, and chaos reign in our streets. And our Prime Minister divides and attacks our freedom. Enough. We need common sense. We're going to bring home lower prices by axing the carbon tax. Bring home powerful paychecks with lower income tax that reward hard work. Bring homes that young people can afford by getting the bureaucracy and red tape out of the way to build. Bring home safety with jail and not bail for repeat offenders, and bring home our freedom by repealing censorship laws, by making sure there are no more mandates, and that our MPs work for this country, not for the interference of Beijing in our democracy, not for the World Economic Forum. They work for the people in Thunder Bay, in our communities. Let's make Canada work for the people who do the work.
Thank you.
Thank you.